Hi all, Lods D Punch Out TV. How are you all doing? Hope you all good out there. I think it's about time. Pulled up some shit on Conor Benn again. Listening to Talk Sports yesterday with Ricky Hatton going on there, saying that this kid's innocent. And then they had the sports chief writer from the Times, the Times newspaper on there, saying that Conor Benn's got new evidence. His team of doctors and scientists have got proof that they can prove that he wasn't doping. So I just jotted a few things down because this thing's all over the place and it has been for a while. So they were saying that he's got his scientists and his doctors have got proof that this kid didn't dope intentionally. They were saying that they did a study. This NHS doctor did a study on people, people who took the drug, the clomiphene or whatever it's called, and people who eat the eggs, who eat eggs with clomiphene in. It can be the same metabolites as the same as what it is in eggs as someone taking the drug itself. This is just crazy, man. The WBC gave him a limelight of saying it could be contamination of eggs. Conor Benn said that he never took any eggs. He didn't take eggs, so it couldn't have been that. It's I don't know where to start with this because it's absolute bullshit. The kid's a fucking drugs cheat. He failed 2 tests in July and September. So really, if you think about it, he failed 4 because an A and B sample twice. His 270-page dossier, what he said he was going to put in front of the board, still hasn't done it. He told the UCAD to get stuffed and do one. An NH doctor has done a test on Conor Benn. This is what they were saying, and the doctor said, coming back off his results, because of the test on his body, he would likely to store, if he's been eating eggs, would store it in his body, and it would take longer to break down than an average person. I mean, you can't make this shit up. This is fucking hilarious. Why did it take so long for them to come out with this? I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not going to read off these notes, but I just wrote a few things down. TalkSport was soft on him yesterday, I think. They've been trying to make this fight for over a year nearly now, since it got stopped back in October on fight week. For me, the kid's a cheat. I don't give a damn what anyone says. The kid is a drugs cheat. He has been. Until proven innocent, you're a drugs cheat. Ricky Hatton going on TalkSport to try and defend him. Ricky Hatton didn't even said on TalkSport yesterday, said one of his tests was a voluntary test. And Simon Jordan had to correct him and say, no, it wasn't. It was 2 tests what he was submitted to by VADA to stay in, if you wanted to stay in the top 15 of the WBC rankings. And Ricky Hatton didn't even know that. So he's coming on TalkSport defending someone with lack of evidence. I'm not saying I'm presenting a great load of evidence, because I'm not. But the way how the media are trying to spin it round at this kid's innocent, like he's not intentionally done it. But it's all right if that wasn't such a famous British boxer, he'd have got nailed. But because it's Nigel Benn's son and Eddie Hearn's fighter, and they've hyped him up to be this killer in the welterweight division, and they want obviously make him money and make money off him and stuff like that. That's why they try and perceive that he's innocent, and trying to make a fight in another country when you haven't got a boxing license, being ignorant, arrogant, telling the British Boxing Board of Control to go and do one. For me, it's just all a shambles. The kid was getting, well, I wouldn't say he was getting beat up, but that I forgot his name. Was it Pinard or Pinard? The lad who dropped him. He was struggling with journeyman. You only have to look at his record, and then he starts the last few 3, 4, 5 fights. He starts starching ex-world champions and stuff like that, or people who fought for world titles. I mean, don't get me wrong. For me, they were still washed up, like Chris Algieri, Samuel Vargas. God knows where they dug him up from. People like that. Sebastian Formella, wow, because he did 12 rounds with Sean Porter. For me, the kid's a cheat. I don't like the kid. I think he's arrogant. He's swerved shitloads of fighters over here. McKitts and Josh Kelly, David Avavician. He's never gone for a British, European or Commonwealth. And just because he picks up, like I said at the weekend, just because he picked up a WBC international belt or intercontinental belt, whatever, that he's ranked in the top 10. It's bollocks, man. The kids, I don't care what anyone says. For me, I'm going to keep on this kid's neck because he's a cheat. And I think it's disgusting that this kid is still trying to fight. Chris Eubanks Jr. with no license. He's got no evidence for me. They were going down the route of he didn't eat eggs. It wasn't contamination through eggs because he wasn't eating eggs. To all of a sudden now, it looks like they're going that route that he's been eating eggs and he's contaminated that way. He went on Piers Morgan's show, and for me, like I said last time, he looked more guilty to me. If he didn't look guilty before, when he went on the Piers Morgan show, he looks really guilty. The man's a con job. Me personally, I think he's overhyped. I think he's a hype job. I don't see him beating any of the top welterweights. Definitely not beating Errol Spence, Boots Ennis, Bud Crawford. Virgil Ortiz will wipe the floor with him. Well, people might think, oh yeah, you hate him and all that. I don't hate him. I just don't like him. I just don't like the kid. I think he's a hype job. He's a drugs cheat. And I think that if this kid gets away with this, which I think he will do, I think he will do. I think UKAD will give in to him, or the British Boxing Board of Control. He'll mark my words. This kid will get off with this somehow. You can see in his face that he's a plain liar. He's a cheat. He hasn't got the balls to come out and admit that he's done wrong. Could have just said, yeah, I did it. Took his ban like a real man. Go away, keep training, come back in a couple of years' time, get stuck back in. But oh no, because of his arrogance and his ignorance, this kid thinks he's above the law. Like I always say, Ricky Hatton going on there, protesting that this kid's innocent. What a load of bollocks. But for me, I'm just going to keep making videos on him. I'm not really in the mood to go ripping into him tonight. So if this video comes out a bit flat, it is what it is. I'm tired. But like I say, to wrap this one up, the media don't even ask the right questions. Gareth A. Davies, that guy's an absolute clown. After what he did to him at that fight, slapped the microphone out of his hand when he tried to interview him. You know, TalkSport's now look like they're defending him. Simon Jordan's gone soft. Don't know what's happened to him. Must have been since Bricktop gave him a bollocking. But for me, like I say, the kid's a drugs cheat. He's a hype job. And he's guilty until proven innocent. Let me know what you think. Peace out. Catch you very soon.